So Cheesecake Factory video. Yeah, I just want to check it out. Let's go ahead and do this.
Let me just get the door for you.
Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you? You're recording me?
And off the bat, just the cringe of social. Like she wants to expose him. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Gross. Yeah, it's just off. Like you don't even how many seconds? We're like 30 seconds in, and the entitlement, arrogance is crazy. It's off the charts. It is beyond 9,000 immediately. Like, how do you get that? How do you do that?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it?
Ah, oh my God, bro. Oh, I gotta go back on that. That's insane. That's insane.
Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
Hmm. I feel like she thought that her like I don't know, she had like some social status. I don't know, with her like Instagram or whatever. Like I thought he was like she's like, "Oh, we're at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all." That whole interaction she just did with that, um, it felt like it was more of like pressure to put pressure on him, be like, "Oh shit, she's known. She's someone." Like, "Oh fuck, like am I fucking up? Like people are gonna come after me." I feel like that's what she was aiming for, but obviously it didn't work. Um, and so, and then the whole entire like I'm better than you attitude, that's like, who takes someone like this to the Cheesecake Factory? And so it's like saying like, I gave you a chance. All right, you're blowing it. You're fucking blowing it. It's like, bro, if you were okay, you're giving him a chance, right? Shouldn't you at least like meet in the middle here and just be like, all right, let's go, let's see what this guy's about, because obviously, you know, he, like you accepted the date off of him, and so something about him is like, okay, I want to give him a chance, and so you're only willing to go like, okay, I'm gonna give him a chance, and so I'm not gonna meet in the middle so he can give me a chance or something. Like I don't get this interaction here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
Yes. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
so you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted.
Mm-hmm.
So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm not liking this whole I'm not making eye contact with you. I'm not going to acknowledge you. The little thing that she's going on here, like she's just only looking at the camera. She's never, and like it's only side eyes that she's giving. It's like it's not. I'm not going to give him full contact. You don't deserve. Like, it's just Jesus. Like she feels like she's like all the way over here, and my boy is over here and down in hell. Like you shouldn't have a chance with me, and so let the I'm better than you dynamic here is just it's gross, man. It's ugly to see.
I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
Wow.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative. And
This like speaking of your breast shit is so fucking awful too. This like again, no acknowledgement off of her half. Like she's not acknowledging him, like looking at him. She's not like, and she's like when he said I want a girl to be respectful and all that stuff, she she's speaking under her breath, like bro, say it with your chest.
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
Well, I mean, like even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know
and
you.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
Okay.
When
Can't he say it's too early for you guys to be going on a fucking $5 million date where you're parachuting while eating escargot? Like, can't he say that too? Can't he say, no, like, I would rather us go get, I don't know, like a cup of coffee, really get to know each other, personality wise and see where we vibe at? Like, isn't it too early for him to be spending, like I said, like, unrealistically, like $200 on a date, like, and so on someone who has just been completely disrespectful, right? Like, come on, be reasonable.
I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
we're not there
yet. Okay. And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself all made up.
There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well look at my planner where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him. No. What do you mean no?
Oh.
I
Nah. That's just the again the like self entitlement, the arrogance is crazy. The fact that she's just like, all right, call him right now, do this like right now, because this is where we're gonna go. Then I'll get out the car. It's like, no. Now we're going to McDonald's. I'm getting you a kids meal because you're acting like a child. Like, bruh, get out of here.
I told you both yesterday.
Nah, you know what? And the kids meal is too good for you still. A kids meal, like kids meals are great. Why would I throw the kids meal under the bus like that? Burger King, and we're gonna get freaking Whoppers, right? That's all we're gonna get.
I'm to pick you up at 4 a.m. At 4 p.m. Right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs.
I understand.
For an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my...
Couldn't you text him? Hey, work is a little late. It's getting... I'm sorry, like... You're supposed to have self-responsibility on your end on that point. Like, where it's like, okay, things are getting a little late. I know I said at this time, but things are getting a little hectic on my side. I don't know if you want to reschedule. We can probably like, heck, we're going to go get something else. It could have waited another day. Nothing crazy, right? It could have waited another day, all that time. Instead, you didn't text them. You didn't do that.
And that is not possible.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice fancy restaurant as Aria, especially if I'm paying for the whole thing.
Yeah, good shit. Good shit, my boy. Good way to point it out. Good way. This guy's handling it like a true champ. Bro. Like, he's not, because most, even me, it would be like, I would be outraged a little bit. Like, and obviously I wouldn't go crazy or anything, but I would be like, yo, you know what? Like, take an Uber. I'm out. Like I don't care, bro. I'm about to go into this cheesecake factory, get myself a nice little cheesecake, get myself a nice little dinner. I'm already here. I got my good perfume on and shit. I'm I'm in there. Like I don't care. Get an Uber. Cause I ain't even. I'm not gonna be in the same vicinity as you right now. Cause you are a wild person, right? So dude. He is far beyond a better man than most of us. Cause, whew, you know, whew.
To do.
I
I
mean,
would have been,
okay.
but if we're late, I mean, I
I
told
mean, we
you
weren't
twice.
late. I mean, it wasn't that late. I
We
mean,
literally
come on.
left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be.
Oh,
And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there.
See this? See this? This right here is a child. Just straight up childish. And this is not taking him serious. If you want to have a legit conversation of what's been going on, and you're doing all this crap, and you're not even looking at him eye to like giving him perfect nice eye contact, to really show him like, hey man, like okay, let's have a conversation. Dude, like I don't know, man. It's weird. You're weird. You're a weirdo.
Early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot
I mean,
and waiting for a reservation.
we can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, the
No.
equivalent to that? I mean,
I
you
literally
don't
just said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
will die. That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Listen, as I
Excuse me? Dude, it's embarrassing to be seen with you at this point. Like I feel like her life revolves around social status and where she's at so she can like, show off with to her friends like, yo, look what the type of guys I'm getting. Look at the type of places they're taking me. Look at my social status. Like my world revolves around social status and how I am perceived, and I am this luxurious woman. And that's the vibe that I'm getting right now. Just because it's like, look at me, I don't belong in the cheesecake factory. I don't do. It's not like fucking paparazzis are gonna pop up out of nowhere and just be like, oh my god, I don't know her name, but like fucking Karen is over there. Like oh look at that. Oh wow, look, she went from fucking the top to the bottom. Fucking poser. I mean loser, poser. Fucking peasant. Like ah man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like I could. This is like the Black Mirror, like where we have social status. Like it counts as credit. Is she gonna get a great job off of this, or what's up? Like what's going on?
said, I have very specific certain expectations for that.
No.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Woo! Oh man, oh what a legend.
So you just want to call it a night?
A day.
I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there some kind of compromise?
It's not a night. It's a day.
Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
He just
But
pulled out of the parking space.
if I don't feel
Can you
respected,
see?
I
mean,
Again, like she's falling back towards this social status or social like online thought here. Like, oh, girls, you guys are gonna agree with me here. You guys are gonna freaking let him have it, right? Like, no, no. Everyone can see that you're entitled, arrogant person.
not gonna go through
I
with
mean,
the rest
come
of the day.
on. Well, I mean, you are serious. You really leaving?
Of course,
You
that's a
have to
good
respect
person.
my way, right?
I mean,
Hey man, respect to this man again, like again, bro. Because no other man. We're all petty. We all have like a little pettiness to us. Like we can't lie about that. Like as we're not Buddha out here, bro. We're not the Dalai Lama, bro. Even though he's weird. I'm glad we're not all the Dalai Lama after that whole entire whatever. We're not, those type of people that can find like that inner peace within us like that. Because honestly, it's hard. It'd be hard to have for you to do your half to a T, have all these plans, and then that's other someone be so arrogant and self entitled to the point where like um they don't want to get out of the car because it's a cheesecake factory, or they don't want to like at least like put like chip in like 45% of their half to, you know, get to know you and stuff like that. Um, yeah, man, he's a better person. He's literally a better person than most of us. Cause yeah, again, walking home, Uber, do what you got to do. There's a fucking buzz. I see it. Go for it. You know, like yeah.
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
Woo! Get outplayed,
All
loser.
right, whatever.
Get outplayed, loser.
I mean, I guess I understand. You got to do what you got to do.
Man. I feel like the awkward moment is like, at least that in this awkward moment, she's just realizing like, damn, if I'm the weirdo, I'm the one that's weird. I hope she realized that, right? Like there's gotta be like a self reflection second there where it's like, maybe I'm weird. Like maybe I'm the fucked up one here, cause you know,
I understand where you're coming from.
do you? Okay. And fun fact, there's an interview. That's why I was like, I wanted to check out the full video, make sure I got like a good thought of it. And so there's an interview though, and I want to check out the interview, maybe the highlights of the interview. I don't know, but we'll see what's up and watch this interview, see what they talk about. Uh, what up with my boy right here, bro? I love the beard though. The beard's crazy. What's it? I can't
Well, if you
remember.
guys saw the viral video, but there's a viral video where a woman is taken to the
What's this? What is the name of this? Hotep? Hotep? Right? Like he has a Hotep vibe going? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Cheesecake Factory, and she does not want to go inside of there. She does not want to be embarrassed. This conversation ended up going viral, and here we are. Alicia, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Her name's Alicia.
Yes, thank you.
Jay, pleasure to meet you.
Shout out to you, Jay.
Welcome to the show, and thank you guys for being willing to come here and have this dialogue. I'm sure you guys have gotten a lot of flack, maybe even some backlash and things of that nature from this video going viral.
Something I also forgot, right? Like, bro, it's gonna be so difficult for her to date because of this. Like, everyone's gonna perceive her as this, right? And I mean, that's her own fault. She uploaded this shit. She went from having it hard to like insano style, right? Like, good luck, bro. She's like versing the Undertaker at WrestleMania, bro. Like, good luck. You're not gonna win this, right?
Yeah. Before we get into it, we're gonna take a moment and just relook at that video. It's been a couple of weeks, so here we go right here. So now here we are, a few weeks later. I'm sure you've had some time to think about what you guys discussed in the car. I'm sure you've had some time to think about it. Before I ask you any questions, have you guys had a second date?
No.
No.
Second date, like the way it ended, it was just in the worst way. I'd be mad at that guy if he did.
So I'll start with you, Jay. What has dating been like for you since that video went viral?
Since I was on the video, kind of unexpected. I might not have put my best foot forward, you know? And so I feel like, I've not really met anyone since who I've really gotten to get to know like that, because a lot of women, they might have seen the video or might have heard from it, or maybe a friend of them has seen the video and shares it with them. And so they kind of had this image of me based on the video.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's a negative image though, my guy. Hopefully he doesn't think it's like a negative image, because again, he came off as you know, a person with manners, polite, and someone that has you know, he values himself. He has nice standards for himself. For like, you know, he has good morals for himself. Like, yo, I don't like this. I'm not gonna scream at you. I'm not gonna like fucking rock bottom you or anything. I'm just gonna take you home. I'm gonna call it a day. And he ended it in the most civil way a person can end it, right? Like there shouldn't be no negative feedback for him.
And it hasn't really helped.
Really?
Exactly. It's like they might think everything about me is reflected in that video, and I don't think it is. And but yeah, it's been difficult.
Sure.
What?
And it's even before this, you know, dating has already been difficult for me. You know?
I imagine your views kind of clash with what you're looking for and what they're looking for.
Yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, I think in general, my values kind of reflect wanting to build something that lasts.
Yes, sir.
And I want to make sure that anyone that I meet is willing to build a really strong foundation based on our mutual values. Mm-hmm. And I think it in general, a lot of the people that I meet, either they don't have time to set towards building something like that, or they just don't want to because, mm-hmm. you know, they're younger, they want to experience, you know, casual dating or whatever it is. And it's just not something that I'm looking for right now.
Understood. So obviously, guys, Jay's saying that they're viewing him in a negative light when it comes to dating. When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually now like a Giga Chad in the manosphere world, in the red pill community. The brother's being mentioned everywhere for the way he handled that conversation. Now I'm going to ask Alicia as well, because during this conversation, Alicia.
Thank you.
We'll get that right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Again, great man. I wouldn't have said nothing. I'll just be like, bro. I'll still be my petty move. Okay, like, so I ain't gonna lie.
You didn't seem to really disagree with what he was saying. Now you had definitely a different opinion before he gave you his mind, right? But you seemed very receptive to it. Can you explain to me kind of what you were thinking and how you saw him in that video? Because he's saying they took him in a negative light. What do you think?
Well, yes, I think once we had the conversation, I could see my role in the conflict.
Okay. Okay.
What's up with is there like something going on here with the camera or what? Or is it like a facial recognition or something? What the hell is up with that?
Just back up a little bit. To be fair, I mean, I was always raised that the man is supposed to cater to you. I mean, you're courting me, so court me. Mm-hmm. That means wherever I want to go, you take me. Absolutely. Whatever I want, you buy me. That's courting.
That's not courting. Is that courting? Okay, courting a woman. All right, I googled it. To have a romantic relationship with someone that you hope to marry. They courted you for 2 years, getting married. Smart vocabulary related words and phrases. What is an example of courting? Let's see that. Some examples of courting include going on dates, having conversations, texting, interacting, social media, giving gifts, physical affection, and dancing. Yeah, you're not getting courted. You're just being spoiled, and you're getting everything you want, and which creates this horrible dynamic between you and your other half, right? That's what I think it becomes.
You know, I'm looking for a provider. So, but after the conversation, I could see how there was a lot of in that exchange. I was definitely very self-centered, and I can appreciate if I do want someone to provide for me, I at least gotta be a little bit nice.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay, great. So now I ask you this, based on your idea of dating before your conversation with Jay, how did you grow up? Who also thinks that way? I'm sure you have friends who think that way. I've heard it a lot.
I mean, everybody. I mean, that's what the man's, he's supposed to be the provider.
Absolutely.
So, you know, and I'm a beautiful woman, so I'm expecting to be treated like royalty. I mean, come on. So that's what I was doing.
God. not the royalty, not the you're. She believes she's like, again, she has this thought that she is like the top tier type woman, and everyone else is below her and peasant. That's what she's giving off, bro. And that is sad, bro. That is sad. Like, I don't think she'll ever find someone. I hope she does. Like, obviously, I don't want people dying alone. That shit sucks, bro. It's dying alone sucks. Keep with that mentality. No man is gonna really want you, I believe. Like, everyone's gonna like they will only handle they will only put up with you for so long, and then they're gonna leave you, and that would suck, dude. That would suck. And I would, I would never wish someone to die alone. I wish they always like, have some people that love them. Love is great. And but her the way she's heading, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be a difficult road.
We treat him, and that's where the disconnect was.
Right.
In the video, now of course I'm sure you think of it differently now, but in the video you basically told him that you're not going in there, your value. It would be embarrassing for you to go inside a Cheesecake Factory. A lot of people like Cheesecake Factory.
Oh.
Now, so when I see that video, I'm thinking, okay, she must have some friends who probably would disagree with her going inside a Cheesecake Factory. Your peer group. So peer pressure probably keeps you from.
I would never live that. Oh my God. I would have never.
Again, that goes back to the social status and the social circle that you gotta maintain and keep, bro. Like, she needs to get off the internet. She needs to get off this thought of like, I need fucking rose petals all around me, and I need a spa while we eat this freaking $100 steak, right? Like, she needs to hop off the internet and chill out. Just chill out. Be like, you know what? Let me think. Let me go for a nice walk and really reflect my values, and if my standards are way too high. Because I get it, you can have high standards, but they gotta be reasonable. They gotta be reasonable, right? You don't want, okay, I would get like if a man takes you to McDonald's or not even, if a man takes you to like, I don't know, like a whole shitty restaurant you never heard of, like you see cockroaches everywhere, you fucking see rats coming around, and he's like, you know, on his phone, not paying attention to you, and just being an asshole. Like, I would get that. Like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, don't let no one treat you like that. But if a man takes you to Cheesecake Factory, he's a cool dude, genuine. At least try and meet him halfway in the middle. If things don't work out, it's not the end of the world. At least you got some cool food, and keep it pushing. Like, come on.
Never live that down.
Wow, I ate the Cheesecake Factory. They wouldn't let you live that down.
No, I have an image to protect.
My point exactly.
Wow.
Does not do that. That was, that was my circle though. That's how,
Sure.
that's how we roll.
Sure.
To be quite blunt, that's how we roll. Hypergamy is a big, thing in my circle.
Hypergamy?
It's what we've been taught. Why? As a black woman, I'm gonna go there. As a black woman, we're really tired of having to settle. We want to be treated well.
Mm-hmm.
We want.
I feel like her pulling the black woman card right here. No, this is not a good time to pull as a black woman. Black woman getting the short end of the stick here. This is, you have a really bad problem with like the way you view people and how people are beneath you. That's a you problem, not a black woman problem.
That's off life. So that's what I thought I was going after. However, what I understand is a part of having a soft life is being cooperative.
Being soft.
Not being combative,
You're
right?
Actually being soft.
Right.
Being receptive, being
Right.
sweet.
Absolutely.
Being pleasant, right? Because we do understand the value of resources, but it can't be just something for a lifestyle. Resources, a man's resources is not just for a woman's experiences and traveling, and the lifestyle they'll live when married is for providing for the family and the children. And that's why she should seek a man and, respect his resources or prioritize his resources, not just for what it can do for her. Right. And so when you were in the beginning of it, you was just saying, I'm not doing it. It seemed really selfish. Right. And I appreciated that when I saw the video myself. That's one of the things I covered is, wow, I've never seen a woman that receptive. to being accountable, right? And you were. But Jay, however, didn't want to go out on a date. He wanted to discontinue that date, and he wanted to take it on to the house. Jay, is that your first time stopping a date midway through and going on back home, or?
Yeah, something like that's. I'm sorry, at least. Yeah, that's the first time I've really like put my foot down to that kind of extent. But
Good on you.
it's not like an isolated incident.
Okay.
You know, like I've gone on dates with several people now, even before her, where they had very specific things they were looking for in a boyfriend or whatever, and even within my own circles, right? And that's just not something that I'm looking for, because I was raised like we were talking about how she was raised, whereas with me, like my family, like we've passed down the name for ages, and we're a very close knit, strong family.
You passed down your first name, Jay? Like your
Yes.
father's and father.
Yeah,
How many generations, probably?
I mean, I couldn't really count it myself.
Wow.
Because I mean, the thing is, like, I'm from India.
Okay.
You know, and the partition happened where like India was separated from Pakistan, and a lot of my family were on both sides of that, and we had to come back together.
Wow.
And we had to. It was very important for us to stay strong after the fact.
That's so cool.
At the time,
That's
maybe
dope.
we didn't care as much about creating this legacy, but ever since, it's like that's been one of the strongest parts of our family, is the importance in creating our legacy. And with that in mind, like I've grown up with the idea that I want a strong family here now that I'm living in America. The only kind of
That's such a dope thing to hear, bro. I feel like, you know, inheritance is like knowledge, being able to, you know, it's not money, it's not, you know, all this type of stuff. I feel like a good inheritance is being able to, well, money's cool, but again, the best inheritance you can give your children is self-value, self-respect, and you know, being able to teach them how to stand up to themselves, how being able to, like, you know, show the importance of your family, like of a good family legacy, and there's certain things that I feel like it's way more important than money.
a strong family here now that I'm living in America. The only kind of relationships I seek are ones where that is the only value. That is the biggest value. That is the most important thing for the other person as well as for me.
Wow. That's actually powerful.
Yeah, that is
your family
powerful.
Going through all that they did, it caused you guys to really idealize relationships, right? And
Specifically, relationships that last.
absolutely, absolutely. And so here
Nice.
you are in America dating,
Yeah.
and mostly in our culture, where you stated earlier you were a black woman. Of course, we have been through some things, right? In our culture here in the States and throughout the whole diaspora, I like using that word. But a lot of times our culture has been stripped, and we haven't yet began to idealize relationships, you know, so we're more so going along with the flow. So here he is in America, and he's meeting a woman who's in America, and she sees dating the way Americans see dating. And so I can see the clash in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
He's looking at you as if that's selfish. You're looking at him as if, you know, he's treating you beneath your worth, your actual value. So here's what I want to do, guys.
That's a good point from him. That's a great point from him.
I want to go back a bit. Can y'all tell me how y'all met? I want you to tell me how you guys met.
So I was in Midtown, and like I barely even have time to go out with friends and all that, but it was a really close friend's birthday, so I went to get some drinks for the first time in ages, and I saw this beautiful woman who it seemed like every other guy in the bar was either intimidated by or too shy to talk to, and I thought, what the hell? Why not?
Shout out to you right there, my boy. Shout out to you. You know, that's so great to hear. Like, you know what, man? I ain't gonna be like these guys. I got my own lane to go through.
And and she was, minding her own business. And I asked her, her name, Alicia, and I thought that's a beautiful name. And even despite how loud it was in the bar, we were still able to talk a little here and there. And I got her number, and she had to go. And so we kept talking after that for a little bit, and then like a week later, I asked her, "You want to go out? I mean, to this restaurant?"
Yeah.
And I told her it would be a surprise. And maybe that might be a problem on my part. It might have raised the expectations a little bit, but I guess the surprise ended up being Cheesecake Factory, where
The reason why, because she was super late, right? And bro had a great surprise. I'm pretty sure. Like, bro had a great dinner date going on, but she ruined it, unfortunately, right? She did this to herself again. Like, she has to take full self accountability on this one, because bro could have took her out to a really cool date, but instead, again, she has this high maintenance, high thought of herself, and where she, and like bro really tried, bro tried, and bro obviously wanted to do the best he can for her, but yeah, she fell short on her end.
Right.
the original surprise was,
I want to get to that. You had something else planned for her, right?
Yeah.
Because of how the evening went, the Cheesecake Factory happened, right?
yeah.
So
Can I just say before
Sure.
I love the Cheesecake Factory, and it's a place that I've gone to for like every birthday. So like it wasn't just like a random restaurant to me. It was also like a place that I've gone with my family throughout my entire life, and I love Cheesecake Factory.
so you didn't. So obviously the because you guys were late, she wasn't ready. You weren't able to take her to the restaurant that you wanted to take her to. You figured I can't go wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yeah.
It's my old birthday restaurant.
It's my lucky,
She'll love it.
and that's the lucky spot too at the perimeter.
Lucky spot. Okay.
Damn.
We'll come back to that one.
Way to ruin it. Way to ruin it.
Okay.
Alicia.
Yes.
So Jay, you see Jay walking up to you in the bar, say Midtown. He's walking up to you. He's gonna talk with you. There are other guys around you. Did you notice those guys probably want to talk to you? Did you see that? And
Yes, I did.
so what made you say, okay, I'm gonna give this guy a chance? What was it about him?
Well, he was bold enough to come up and talk to me for
Confidence,
one.
okay.
So yes, I definitely am attracted to confidence. He
Nice.
just seemed like he had a pure heart. He was, very thoughtful, engaging. I mean, the only he won me over. He did win me over, but I'm a tall woman, and so there wasn't necessarily like that immediate attraction. But as we began to talk, it was really his heart that made me say, I'll give this guy a try.
Okay.
I hate that. I hate that. Like, you see, like, you feel it, right? You feel like, oh, genuine guy, cool, da da da. I'm gonna give him a shot. But again, you're not willing to give him a shot when you were with the plans, and he had to come up with something on the spot and try and adapt to, like, okay, this is getting messed up, this is chaotic, whatever. Okay, let's go to Cheesecake Factory. Obviously everything is like derailed. You weren't willing to give him a shot again in that situation when he was able to really adapt and try and take you somewhere cool. That's just, no, that's fucked up.
Is that where you draw your line? Is that typically you don't date guys who are guys have to be at least your height or taller before you would date them?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, I understand that. That probably makes it difficult finding someone suitable for yourself. You are what, 6'1", 6?
I'm almost 6'1", yes.
Almost 6'1".
Wow, she's tall.
Wow. So that means, let's see, 14.5% of men are at least 6 feet, right? But that next 2 inches for you to find someone taller than you, that's 3.6% of men in the entire world that are tall enough.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I hate this, like, percentage numbers, like this whole entire, like, they pull down the graph and like start telling you like this is that, you know, like I'm sick of that. Like I'm sick of that. Like a whole percentage. I don't know. I don't know why we have to do that all the time. Where it's like, let me show you your reality. Dun dun dun. Like, no, man, just tell her fucking your personality, your the way you are is fucked up. Like, you know, like you don't have to fucking pull out a whole entire mathematical graph about this. I'm just sick of it. Honestly, I'm just sick of it.
They're at least 6'2".
I know.
Is that discouraging?
I mean, I only need one. I only need to
You need one, but he needs to be that height. He needs to make the resources, right?
Yeah.
He needs to be funny. He needs to be
Here we
charismatic. He
go.
needs to be disciplined. And did you like?
I'm an optimist. But no.
That I like.
Yeah,
I like
but no, I mean,
An optimist.
the logically speaking, I understand what you're saying. I've heard this many times, but I haven't given up on I hadn't given up on that. But I'm actually open. I really enjoyed our conversation, so I would consider.
Well, sure. And I was
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
going to commend you for that. I didn't see it as a. I know you're saying that they have to be that height, but it seems that you are willing to, make an exception, just like you did for Jay here when he walked up and he had the confidence of a 6'2" man. You were willing to at least hear what he had to say, and that's a good thing, because it may not be the cookie cutter thing that you plan out. So if we're going to look for a happy relationship, a harmonic one that gives our children and our lineage what they need for years and generations to come, right? We may have to make an exception or two, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not what we want; it's what we need, and we have to
Yeah.
be more open to what we need.
That's absolutely true. I was going to say, when it comes to how we date, I think a lot of it is just the information that we have, right? So what I noticed from yours and Alicia's conversation, Jay, is that you had a different view of altogether of what dating should look like leading up to a relationship, and she had a different view. And now,
like, what I should say is, I mean, at the very end of the day, like, I understand dating in America is different from where my family's from, and in a way, like, it's perfectly fine to have those views and to think of dating differently. I just think, for me, I have a very specific criteria, and it's not a long list of criteria, but it's just certain values that I
sure. Well, I think a lot like you. That's why the video stood out to me. I believe relationships should be harmonic. They should be for a reason. So I believe in dating with intent, right?
Yeah.
But many people in our generation today, they see dating as something that's just fun. They don't see it as a way to establish a healthy relationship. And that's what I was going to say. There's almost little to no understanding as to what dating should look like when you're trying to establish an intent for a meaningful relationship. And I think that's the biggest problem. It's not so much that people are necessarily selfish or entitled. It's more so that they don't know what they're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Oftentimes we think we know, but we really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when he asked you the question, you expect men to go all out on a date, huh? You said absolutely. If he likes her, he should present that, right?
Yes.
He should lead and be masculine. He should be willing to pay for the meal, show up on time, open doors for her, the whole nine. But when he asked you, what does a woman expect you to do? You said, look good, be there. And that's where the
disconnect.
right?
Disconnect was
Absolutely. Because there should be things that a woman should do, right? So if you've thought about that, could you tell me some of what you think now, if he would have asked you that question today?
Sure. If you think about, watching the video, it's like, how do you expect this person to keep giving, and you're not giving anything back? So now we're depleted.
Absolutely.
And so who's going to pour into him?
Wow.
So, I mean, if you truly do want that type of protection provider, there has to be some balance.
Absolutely.
So.
Wow, that's very powerful. I actually took the liberty to make a list of things that men and women should look for in each other on a date, right? I'm gonna read them to you. I want you guys to tell me what you think of in the end, okay? Let's start with
here we go.
what you're looking for in a man, okay? So what a woman looks for in a man is respect and courtesy. Would you say I'm wrong? Confidence, right?
Yeah.
Communication skills,
Absolutely.
knowing what he wants, where he's going with it, right?
Yes.
Initiative, taking the initiative, chivalry,
Yes.
Chivalry.
resilience.
Every time I think of chivalry, I think of the game, Chivalry. That game is great. I want to play that game. Ah,
Yes.
Right. So even when you being a little bit, you know, hard to get, he can push past that, right? The resilience, generosity.
Yes.
Okay. So here are the behaviors that look good to a man when he's looking for a woman. I'm going to ask you the same questions. You tell me if you like the sound of that. Men are looking for kindness. They
fair.
want her to be really kind, really sweet, right?
That's fair.
Pleasant. So what about active listening?
Yeah.
That's
You
fair.
said when she got in the car, she was putting the makeup on and she wasn't really responding to you or responsive to you.
Yeah.
You took from
Oh.
that she didn't like you much.
Yeah.
Right. Encouragement. And,
Yes,
and
please.
you said that, being able to pour back into him, right? Positivity, right? So not being negative, having a smile on your face, right? Respect for independence,
Yeah.
okay? Adaptability, okay? There was this time where you wanted her to hold your arm,
Yeah.
right? And walk you to so you could walk her to the car, and she didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
You expressed to her that you didn't like that, and that made you feel like, of course, when her not being on your arm, how can you truly protect her, right? But
Yeah.
also her not doing that says she ain't really feeling me like that.
Yeah.
Right,
She don't
that's
really
true.
like me like that.
And
Yeah.
you know, I get, it was a first date. Maybe she's not at that stage yet. But
I get that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question: let's just say you're out with him, right? You're on a date with a guy, and some guy comes up, takes your purse. Do you want your date to have your back?
Yeah.
So
He has to protect me.
even if he's not ready for that yet, right? Because he shouldn't even ask you on a date if he's not going to protect you if something were to happen to you.
It's fair.
This is why you should take his
Yes.
arm. You see, so it may feel like I'm giving this guy too much of me.
Way to play chess, my guy. Way to play chess. That's he was slick with that. I feel that.
But it's more like I'm being cooperative to the roles that we're playing. He's going to protect me if something happens right now. And so I'm going to stand close to him. This lets the people on the outside looking in know that I'm with this man. He is taking care of me. We're out together, right?
It's like it kind of shows that you trust.
Absolutely.
I think I felt like
Trust is a big
What
It's
women
a-
get out of a date is a free bodyguard. Because if anything goes wrong with her, he has to really put his life on the line for her. So if a man asks you out on a date, you shouldn't say, I'm not ready to hold your hand. I know that seems like a move forward in a relationship, so to speak, but it's actually just part of a date. Your goal is to give him an example of what it would look like if you were his partner, and his goal is to do the same. So to a man,
Player,
you
well
not
played,
doing those
well
things
played.
makes it appear
Well
that you're not
played.
that interested.
Definitely not ready to be a partner, I guess.
It also kills his ability to be completely masculine for you on that date, because if you won't take his arm, then, you know.
I feel like when you just said like trust is a big word, it is a big word, but maybe the way I saw it is when you wanted to go out with me at all, that was you trusting me.
Right.
That's a good point. Come on now.
It did kind of hurt a little bit. I mean, again, I can respect boundaries, but it did still at the same time hurt my feelings. You didn't trust me.
And of course, as men, we're going
Well
to try to
played.
be receptive to that and understand.
I can't. My guy is a good dude. It sucks that he had to go through this.
Where
But
you're coming from.
it's a learning lesson
But
for
it
everybody.
kind of limit his ability to do his full, to be his full masculine self in that capacity, right?
Yeah.
The last thing I had here was intellectual stimulation, right? So we like when a woman can respond back and be attentive, right?
Yeah.
Have a good conversation, right? We look for that in women. And I definitely think she appeared to have that. You guys started off on it was a little difficult conversation, but it seems like she understood you. She was
Yeah.
receptive to what you were saying. Is that typical for you?
Well, typically, a lot of the girls that I met, as I said, like they're literally only trying to date to date or to like have. I don't know. I'm allowed to use the word fuck buddy.
Yeah, sure. We're in hookup culture.
We're in a hookup culture, exactly, and so like they're just looking for that, and so it's like sometimes it's not necessarily about the values or anything like that. Maybe it's like more small talk, maybe, and maybe sometimes it feels like it's something that'll take more time to get her to open up or something like that.
Dude, I love his perspective on dating, the way he the way he views the value of all of dating, and the way his family taught him to view dating and relationships. I really do. I love it.
Where at the end of the day, they don't want a second date because we haven't gotten to know each other. And that to me sounds so irritating because you didn't want to get to know, we didn't get to know each other because they wouldn't want to talk.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
I completely understand. So as a man dating with intent, you're ending up in these situations where a lot of times you're in hookup culture. And so you're not getting a second date out of it. Meanwhile, here you are, you have spent your money, you spent time with this person who you're never going to likely see again.
yeah.
Right?
It's
Women
frustrating.
oftentimes are looking at dates as what they can get out of them, right? An experience, right? Take me to a nice restaurant. I want the ambiance. I want the treatment, right? And with no intent of doing anything special for the guy after the date. So it's almost like it's almost like she's getting over on him, right? Like she's using him for meals. And that's what men say. I'm not going to keep taking these women out if they don't like me. Don't go out if you don't like me, because then it wouldn't end up where he's on the outside looking into the thing. And what do women say oftentimes when he's upset? I took you to this restaurant, I did that, and now you don't want to get close to me, you're not ready. And she's like, well, you wanted to do it. She will let him spend, knowing she's not interested in this man. Now, do you feel that that's wrong?
No, I don't like users. So, I mean, I do think I think that.
You don't like users. Okay, can I say? I don't know. Is that kind of ironic, hypocritical? Can I say? Because it's like I feel like okay, they go on this super fancy date, just based off the way she'd been treating him. I don't really think she was gonna go. There was gonna be a second date, just because of the way that he was treating her. If it's true, that the fact that she was putting on her makeup, not being receptive to him, if it's and then that she was an hour late and that she wasn't communicative, I don't feel like there was gonna be a second date. I feel like she was gonna just kind of use him, as much as I hate that. Like she was gonna kind of just get the nice dinner, get the photos for the social medias, get the get appraised and all that, like get all the likes from her friends and be like, wow, you go girl, do your thing, yeah, woo, I feel like she as soon as she got all that, she was gonna just not get the second date for that, not give the second date to that guy, and that would be it. And I would have felt bad for my guy. I would have felt bad.
We are all adults, and there's enough of every type out here to where that's not even necessary. Like there are men that really will just spend money on you.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a certain type. There's things that go with that, but there are men that'll just spend money on you and are okay with that. But
what do you take from that type of man? If you don't mind me asking, we call that a simp. And we call that a simp when a man is willing to buy you anything, take you anywhere, and you haven't actually earned that from him with your affection or just being there for him in general. How do you see that?
If women are being really honest, I don't think most women actually respect a man that is like that. And I think there's two different types. There's the ones that will spend money on and they're objectifying the woman and she's just like a toy for them.
Right.
And then there's the ones that really are
trying to buy his way in, just trying his best to earn any type of affection from her. And there's a lot of those men, there's a lot of those women who allow that to happen, right? So that's why I take what Jay doing here as being something that is great for men everywhere, okay? He knew his worth. You are a beautiful woman. But he said, you know what? I'm just going to take her home.
It's not worth it.
I don't have to do this.
It's not worth it,
Even to the point when you said, I will go eat with you at Cheesecake Factory. He saw it as, I would have set aside the date, right? Us being late to that reservation. You're not holding my hand. You're not talking to me in the car. But it seems that you pulling out that camera really, really got to him. Do you mind telling me what you probably took by that? You're just on a date and all of a sudden now she's recording you.
A lot of times, if I'm the one asking a girl out, that's me already offering to pay for the meal, right? That's me already being okay with that, right? But her recording me did feel like that's where I felt like she was trying to take advantage. She was trying to like, and
Put you on
maybe you had
blast.
a different view on it.
She was trying to
But
put you on
it felt
blast.
like at the time that you were just trying to get food, like a free meal from a fancy restaurant, and then you get content from me too to post on YouTube, Facebook.
That's
And
fair.
you get your reputation ran through the
Tarnished.
mud. So
Yeah.
it's all be done at your expense, right? Now that wasn't your take. You have many groups where you encourage women on dating. Y'all talk about dating, and this was something that you said. Look, y'all see a lot of dates go wrong.
Right.
So based on your mindset, you really felt like he was taking you somewhere beneath your value.
Yeah.
And you were saying, I'm gonna show the world how you're treating me, right? Can you tell us a bit about that so he knows that, it wasn't to embarrass you, it wasn't to, get content, any of that. It was I felt wronged in that scenario. You mind?
No, I did. I felt like you didn't see my value. And in that moment, I felt like I needed the support of my viewers in that moment.
Yes, as I call it, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. Social media really ruined us. This whole social status, we're in Black Mirror zone. This is a Black Mirror timeline now. Where social status means everything to people. To some people, I could say. I don't know. I can't say everybody because that'd be just ignorant.
And not only that, like he said, I discuss relationships and things like that. So I thought that was a good opportunity for me to kind of have that conversation and see, like, what does everybody else think? I wasn't really taking your feelings into consideration. I wasn't trying to be necessarily malicious or anything like that.
I understand.
Good. I'm gonna say this, guys, to end this video, okay? In a world with hookup culture, not having much understanding on relationships based on how we're raised, and then you got social media with the instant gratification and making it so easily to meet people and replace people. Dating it's like a thing that's lost to us. I want to ask these two beautiful people here a question. They had one date that went bad. They have not went on a date since that day, right? Now, would you guys be open to another date,
No.
knowing what you know now?
I think if we were able to find a way to get our values more in the center, I could see us trying again.
I mean, yeah, I would be willing to go out on a date again.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Listen, we want to keep up with this first date. Actually, we're going to take care of this first date. It's going to be on us. So we're going to send you somewhere just like they used to do on all those other talk shows. We're going to take care of it. And then we'll reach back to you guys in a couple of weeks and find out how that's going. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
I'd love to see what you guys are up to.
What the fuck, bro?
As long as it's not the cheesecake now.
Oh.
She is funny, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Guys, this was an amazing.
Yeah, what a shout out to this dude, Kevin Wesley, man. That was great. That was awesome. Yeah, he has pretty cool questions. His personality is dope. Dating's crazy. I've seen a couple things. Like, I'm not obviously okay. Whatever you see online, don't take it to the real world. From my perspective, don't apply it to every single person. But something I've also seen with dating and that people have been putting is when girl, I think I saw a video where a girl saying that I put on this makeup that costs like $40. I think it was on the app on Preach, actually. On Preach. Let's just take a quick look.
So, with that in mind, my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32. Okay? Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup, do my hair, make sure my nails are done, make sure there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail? Be oh so for real. Let's take it even deeper.
Okay.
When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk. Men are crazy. Okay, do you watch the news? Like, one.
Why would you spend so much? Why would you want to spend so much time then? Then take a dip.
What?
Bro, I thought
Then
this
don't-
girl was
don't-
gonna go low. The bitch went to the flow.
But yeah, no, like yeah, social media and all this stuff has, you know, has put dating at such a high standard, at such an unreachable high standard that it's hard not to take it into the real world, right? I try not to take it to the real world. I see this, I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure that's not everybody in this walking on this planet, right? So, I feel like, yeah, again, like, gotta, I feel like this whole social status is just nasty, and it's really ruining dating. It's really ruining us as people. We see ourselves as higher than others because we have like these pictures of us going on these $100 dates and stuff. And yeah, man, it sucks. It kind of sucks, and it is hard dating these days just because of that. Because it's hard to take, not to try and take it to the real world. You see it, it influences you, and you just have you start shelling up. um but yeah, man, again, don't take stuff to the real world. Talk to women. Don't be afraid, like, like, if you see off rip, like, it's, I feel like the coffee date is a good idea still. If you match your energies, if you vibe out, cool, take her out somewhere better. If you see that she's kind of has this like a little bit of an arrogant, self-entitled attitude here and there, call it there, cut it. You're fine. Life moves on. But don't think that all women are like this. Don't put everyone in this bubble. But yeah, great video, great video.